It's the architect. And listen, man, Paul George is getting ready to lay down that groundwork to get the heck up out of Indiana. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because they play the Cavs tomorrow night. And I want to say this before this series is out, especially if it's a close when the closeout game happens. You don't be surprised if Paul George quits in the game. Listen, Paul George is, I don't want to say poor man's. He's a LeBron wannabe in a sense. I remember, a few years back when LeBron used to challenge, when LeBron and the Heat used to challenge the Pacers and Paul George and them. Paul George asked for, LeBron, he wanted him to be his mentor and stuff like that. And I thought, oh, it's cute, right? I was like, that's weird though. I'm like, man, you're supposed to be going at this guy's head. And I knew right then and there, I said, you're not going to be able to pass this guy. But at the same time, it's like, he kind of wants to, he looks up to LeBron. And, he follows his career and he watches his career and he's seeing how he's been able to achieve his success. Now, he's not as good as LeBron, definitely, but he's very talented. And he sees, after about 7 years or so, like LeBron, it's time for me to go. Now, granted, the team has gotten worse, the Indiana Pacers. I'd like to see him stay. Personally, I mean, it is some situations I can see that I can like him going to. Now, I'm not completely against mobility like some other people are, with these NBA players and stuff like that. They don't do it with any other sport, really. They do it with NBA players, but that's a whole other subject. But listen, man, Paul George, he's been laying down this groundwork. And listen, one of the biggest things is he's not going to get that extra $70 million because he's not going to make the proper All-NBA team to get that. That's a whole other thing. You can go look that up. So that's going to be one of the biggest factors pushing him out the door. But another thing is losing. Listen, man, over the last few days, and really the last few months, Paul George, man, he said he's needed more help. He said he's been calling out teammates recently for stuff that he shouldn't even be talking about in public, honestly. And some of the stuff has been his own daggone fault. And yeah, man, it's like a girl that somebody's arguing with, just because they looking for a way out. To be honest, there's nothing even to really be arguing about. But he really just wants to look for a way out. Now, listen, it may not be perfect and all of that, but he's like with a relationship, but heck, I'm just gonna make the worst of it, even if it ain't perfect. And that's what he's doing right now. I mean, calling Lance Stevenson out, saying crazy things in the first place. How you gonna say Lance Stevenson is one of our leaders and he needs to act better? First of all, you should be able to have more discernment and say, listen, man, Lance Stevenson's not even a leader in your head. Don't say this in public, but for you to even mention that he's a leader means you're just saying any old thing right now and saying he needs to be better in public. But that's something else. Paul George has gotten himself to a level where he feels like, you know what, I'm better than this. I need to beat LeBron. I need to beat these guys to, consider myself great. And it's the new thing, man, just dipping and leaving. And, it's so easy now. They're trying to make it harder with the NBA, CBA, but it's not going to really be that hard unless they put down some hard line. You can't dip sort of situations. And I don't think they're going to be able to do that because they already let they let the guys run the asylum. How about that? I won't even use that negative word, but because these are NBA players, making a lot of money, families, and they're doing good for the most part. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I see it. He's got one more year in the deal. He's going to get traded, more than likely, because they're not going to let him walk for anything. And Larry Bird isn't that foolish. And you're going to see Paul George somewhere, possibly Boston. I don't know really if he's going to go to the Lakers. I mean, I just don't see him going to that situation and not being in a winning situation unless they get some other guys. Or maybe the Clippers for Blake Griffin and something else. Who knows? But, yeah, that's just, something quick that I was thinking about. Just don't be surprised. I wasn't surprised when LeBron went to the Heat. I remember when that situation happened. I remember months leading up to it. There were small things going on. And I was like, he's probably going to leave if things don't get better. And I felt like it was just little things like certain numbers being retired in Miami. And the reason he had already stated he was going to probably switch his number. And I know they said LeBron didn't know until the day of or whatever, but I mean, Miami was always in consideration. Let's put that out there. And I was like, you know, when they didn't get Amari Stoudemire and sign old, gosh, I can't remember that guy. He used to play for North Carolina and he played for the Wizards. He was like one of them stretch fours, one of the earlier stretch fours. But anyway, Antoine Jameson. Yeah, I believe that's his name. But when they signed him and it was cap locked and he was an old guy and they didn't pull the trigger on Amari Stoudemire, I said LeBron is stuck with a bunch of C players and possibly a B player here or there. And it's no chance of getting no stars. He sees this situation. His legacy is based on winning championships. If he doesn't win championships, he's toasted. He's trying to be the greatest. And I see Paul George just saying, you know, maybe he doesn't need to get 5, 6, 7, 8. He just wants to get one for him to validate his legacy, so he won't be like a Carmelo Anthony or anything like that. And he's going to dip, man. They're going to trade him, or he's going to push for that trade, or if he makes it past the season, he's not going to pick up his player option. It's the Architect. I'm out.